Hi everybody, welcome to Amy Nolte Music. I've got the vocal group Accent here with me. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Nice. You guys just do whatever I tell you, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. If you'd like to see the extended version of this video, you can get it on Nebula by clicking the card above my head or the link in the description. We go into much more, we'll be more in depth over there. Hey, would you guys sing for me? just me and the audience, but mostly me. And I was wondering if you could do Song for Jean.
Ooh, sure. Yeah.
I love this song, and I know that Simon has written it as a memorial for Jean Perling, who passed away, but who is basically responsible for all of the vocal sounds that we hear. Like, right? He's like the father of vocal harmony.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
2, 3, 1, 2.
Suddenly all was quiet, not a voice, nor a word. The most beautiful angel went silent, leaving this world. We search through the silence for something that was there just moments ago. Silently search for the meaning in the gleaming of music and flow. You're still here as the music plays. There's no tomorrow but today's. Ooh, you're still here, I can hear you now. The skylark has never sung so proud. Here on earth we'll never forget your name, and we know the skies will never sound the same. Take your music where no music has been before, and silence can follow. No,
Thank you. You guys, it happened for me all over again. There's like vocal harmony is my world. It's like I just want to like drown in it.
Same.
Man, that was beautiful. Simon, such a gorgeous composition.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
Would you tell me which of you sings which part?
Sure.
I sing the fourth tenor. It's the last tenor, I guess.
Tenor 3.
Tenor 1.
Tenor 2.
Tenor 6, I mean bass.
And baritone.
Nice. Yeah, you guys, your blend is fantastic, and I'd like to say your names as well.
Yeah, we could do that.
Go ahead.
I'm tenor four. No, I'm Andrew Kessler, I guess. Should we say full names?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andrew Kessler.
I'm Andrew Kessler.
I'm Danny Fong.
I'm Jean-Baptiste Crépeau.
I'm Simon Åkesson.
I'm Evan Sanders.
And I'm James Rose.
Say the countries you're from. No, also, please.
Canada.
France.
Sweden.
USA.
England.
Yeah, beautiful international group. They all met online. I think that's so nice. We wanted to show you today the possibilities of harmony and the reasons why certain choices might get made in different arrangements, in different circumstances, with different amounts of people, different timbres of different voices. And so the idea that we came up with collectively was to use a song in the public domain, Amazing Grace. And I think collectively, these guys have come up with 8 different... Is it 8?
It's an amount.
Yeah.
It's a certain amount of different arrangements of Amazing Grace so that we can kind of talk about choices as we move along. What's the first one that you wrote?
Unison.
Yeah, we wrote a
Great arrangement. We structured it so that it kind of ascends in complexity, I guess. So starting simple and then it grows.
Why?
Half or part.
Why start with unison? Do you use unison?
We sure do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very effectful thing to do, like to make like the contrast, unison, and then going to harmony. So unison, 2-part stuff, 3 octaves, a lot of variations. Very, very nice.
It's a nice break for the ears, especially with what we're doing. Like 6-part harmony is like amazing and impressive and stuff, but unison, the ability to sing unison really well is an understated thing, I think. Like we were adjudicating a lot of choirs a couple weeks ago, and like the unisons were the parts where we were talking to the kids a lot and just saying like, we got to go back to the basics. Like the unison are the parts that really need the work.
Do you think in some cases it's more difficult to sing unison than it is to sing harmony?
I wouldn't say so, but I feel it's the basic. Like you should start with this, and if you can't like refine your like blend and stuff with this, then you shouldn't move to your harmony. If that makes sense.
But when a group nails the unisons,
Yeah.
you go, oh, there's power in that.
Also, the opposite as well. Like if people are not nailing unisons, those stick out way more than one per part.
Yeah.
Where like I could be a little bit sharp, a little bit flat, could be intentional, but out of tune unisons, that sticks
Right.
out.
And it's a lot It's a lot easier to be out of tune on mic and certain
yeah.
vowels too. So that's a whole
Yeah.
other discussion.
So in that way, it's trickier.
Yeah, it's harder.
because it's more
easier,
sensitive.
Yeah, easier for the imperfections to be exposed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Beautiful.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be the take.
That was a great blend. Well, what's the next one?
Octaves.
We add an octave.
Why?
Well, another variation. It gets a bit more like full, a bit fatter sounding, and also the idea could just be to add more of the guys and maybe in their more natural range,
Right.
of course. So it's
That's
Yeah, because
cool.
it's solely our natural range.
Yeah, and in mixed choirs, it's even more obvious, like the females and then the
Yeah, bass and tenors.
Right.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
It definitely fills the room more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It adding some like warmth
Yeah.
to it, like.
A lot of similar challenges to singing them as with unison.
I'll bet.
But again, it's just another color that we don't want to forget is available in the palette.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also in this case, like you decide kind of which one is the main octave,
Yeah.
like the lead octave. And I think in this case we decided that this was the lead, and they were like matching with some warmth.
Yeah.
You know,
More
but
baritone
it
on
could
the
be
bottom.
the opposite.
It could
like,
be extreme opposites.
yeah,
sometimes.
like just the touch of that upper to create some brightness.
Could you do that?
Oh,
We could
try.
try.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Yeah, you guys were almost forte, and you guys were probably mezzo piano or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes
changed
that
everything.
becomes a production decision if you've recorded. Maybe you recorded them at the same volume, but with the
Yeah,
fader. You know,
Of
so
course.
all
Yeah,
things that work into your brain.
beautiful. You guys are teaching me so much. What's the next one?
2-part basic.
Just
all about basic.
You guys are so basic.
Yeah. So this example is like what is typical to come up with harmony, like singing along.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Oh, sorry, I thought that you might go on for a second.
It's interesting because we consider it the simpler version, but there's almost the most simple versions when I think people default to singing the harmony line above the melody if you're singing along in the car. Like I hear a lot of singers
Maybe,
do
yeah.
that. I don't know whether that's just an instinctual
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah.
I like the fact that we put the melody on top, and that's quite a feature of all of these arrangements.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could try with the melody down an octave, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And let's hear it.
I don't know if it would
Wanna
work.
try?
So me,
You wanna sing
doing
with
it?
us?
Yeah, you do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Everything changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
And now it wasn't just a third, like it was more, sixth.
Yeah, right,
Larger.
Right, you flip your
Yeah.
third, it becomes a sixth.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Still
that was
arranged.
the fourth verse.
But in our natural ranges, that the harmony line that we sang being higher than your line makes it sound like it was the melody.
Yeah.
Like it was louder, so like we
volume wise.
probably should have balanced it better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if we asked you to come down in volume, the fact that it's high in your range would make it, that's kind of hard to do.
Well,
Like, you have to be careful, right?
The ear would gravitate to it anyway. It always
True.
gravitates to the top note. That's
Yeah.
for these examples. That's why we put it in the top part.
Yeah.
Of course, in this case, when you do, if it's like, if we're talking about the arrangement aspect of it, this is so familiar that you have a little bit more leeway, arguably, because we know what the melody is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
True.
So that's a choice. Like if it was a song nobody knew before, then that might be pretty dangerous to, if they weren't sure.
Is there a two-part less basic?
Yeah.
There's
So-
2-part hip.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hip.
Yeah.
Not that crazy harmonically, but we have some movement and stuff like more.
In your hips? No, I'm just kidding.
That's like less homophonic.
Yeah.
Bit
All right.
faster.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me,
Yeah, and just so everyone knows, there's two on each part, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
We're
all of these-
practicing our unisons.
Yeah. Yeah, that was beautiful. Really nice writing, you guys. Is there one with three parts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yep.
Typical pop and even gospel triadic thing.
Yeah, we even added some small ad-lib stuff to the melody.
Yeah.
A bit very small variations.
I can't wait.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a
gorgeous, you guys. Yeah, you're like backing singers
morning.
all of a sudden.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. That was beautiful. You know, you reminded me of something. When I was in high school, I was in our vocal jazz group, and we were very small. There were like 8 of us or something. And I remember we only had one tenor, and for a festival, he got sick. And so my director asked if I could learn the tenor part and sing it. And I remember him explaining, I think you can hit all these notes, Amy, you know, but it's in the bottom of your range, and it's not going to sound the same as it did when the guy was Jesse, when Jesse was singing them at the top of his range. And that taught me a lesson. I mean, I did learn the part and sing it, and we had all the notes, but it wasn't the same. And I wonder if we might demonstrate that. Like, maybe I could read Danny's part and and just basically see how it's not as good.
No, it's
just
amazing.
taste, you know.
Which one is Danny's?
It's this one
The
here.
low one?
So this note is A
You
flat.
have E flat.
Yeah, I got an E flat.
Nice.
Well, you make it just a little
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
What did you start with?
All right.
Okay.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Beautiful.
It's just not the same, though.
But we
I
didn't
just
talk.
adjusted
Yeah,
it.
they just adjusted
Yeah.
it, so
Yeah.
it still was
Like
like
I
a
didn't
unit.
went like
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you adjust?
Like I flipped to falsetto instead of like amazing, like going for it.
Yeah.
More like trying to listen to the volume we were singing and try to make it like as a unit.
Yeah, you made me sound better.
You sound lovely.
Sounds-
Yeah.
great.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and it becomes very like a warm,
Yeah.
a bit airy vibe with the.
Different.
It felt a bit like when we dropped the melody down an octave,
Mm-hmm.
like that feeling of
Yeah.
having like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Different kind of bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Could you sing the top part? Would you?
I could try.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think you can, I think
All right.
it'd be-
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
That was more fun. I wish I could belt the top B flat, but I can't do it.
Nice.
Amazing.
Amazing song.
Well, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah.
What do we have now?
We have a slide.
We
for
had a
this.
key change, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Exciting.
Why do we have that?
Because otherwise it wouldn't sound good.
Yeah. But explain what this one is. I
So we
guess.
were searching for like a more traditional choral version because you know, 4 parts usually goes to SATB, and which worked with this song. But we found something online actually, but it was like in a
G.
It was in G,
We're in E
and
flat, yeah.
we are in E flat. But we tried it, but then it was like low E flat, and it was like a bit too low.
Muddy
Like
voicings.
not for the range, but for the actual ringing and like how it sounded
Yeah.
forwards.
So we compromised and put it in F.
Yeah.
As you can tell, thinking about keys is very important.
Yeah.
Just, you know, so it fits in the right range for if you want to be in chest, or so that you sound natural acoustically and that comes across.
Yeah.
Key is a big part of arranging it.
Yeah.
I'd imagine knowing each other better makes it so like if you arrange something, you're gonna probably put it in the right key to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Learning each other's voices.
But maybe early on you'd arrange something and rehearse it, and somebody'd be like, "Could we raise it a step?"
Well,
We do that from time
we
to
ch-
time.
well,
Usually lower.
Yeah.
Lower it, okay.
We've lowered.
what if we even lower?
Honor we lowered from the
Yeah.
Yeah, but
original
it-
because it wasn't arranged for us originally,
Yeah.
and so that.
Fly Me to the Moon.
What? No.
Oh, yeah, we
I don't remember.
it was
Did
arranged
we?
for you.
Okay,
originally.
never mind.
Yeah.
It's more
We
when,
did
when
lower.
we
Yeah, we did.
if we were to cover a pop song or like we even cover Whitney Houston, we tend to do original keys.
Yeah.
So it's very rare that we actually adjust keys, just because it's a good. I mean, the original key usually works so well musically, so we'll just figure out. And sometimes we switch parts and stuff, like you know something crazy high or you know it's not uncommon to kind of find what suits the voice as well. But Not that you can't key change. We just don't do it too much.
But I think if it's like your own you're singing your own concert like solo thing, I definitely agree on that. Like choosing keys, because sometimes it can be overwhelming. Like to Whitney Houston song, it's like I can't sing that. Well, you can still change the keys so that you can sing it without like ruining your voice after 1 minute. I think it's important. Like you have this possibility. I mean, I come from the classical music, and there's like, this is the original key, and
Right.
but I think it's okay to change keys. Like if you sound better, like why not doing it?
Yeah.
Of course.
It becomes painfully obvious if you try singing karaoke music.
Yeah,
Because you're like,
yeah.
oh, I love Frank Sinatra. I'll sing one of his songs. Fly me to.
You are lucky to be male. I've thought that several times today. As a female, my range is limited. Like you guys can sing super low in the bass range and then take your voice all the way to a soprano range.
Well,
Like-
some of us.
Yes.
I'm pretty cursed when it comes to karaoke choices. I can choose
You
Frank
have some-
Sinatra
you have some
and Harry
discipline.
Connick Jr.
I
and
am
that's it.
Fred.
Yeah, Garth Brooks, Johnny Cash.
or something written for an alto that I take an octave down.
True basses and altos can snake off of each other and tenors and sopranos. Yeah, that's right. All right, well, let's hear the next one.
Yeah.
Choral.
So for this one, we're doubling the two lowest parts.
Okay.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Oh, wow. We tonicize at the end. Very nice.
Crazy.
It's cool that this song has the lyric, how sweet the sound, every time. 'Cause
Yeah.
every time we're
At
like,
least our
yeah.
version.
And then we
It
talk
is.
about
That was lovely. What did you add next?
4-part,
Advanced.
more like more jazzy notes.
4-part, that's actually 4-part, because that version we just sung is still quite triadic. It's
True.
still that harmony, 3-part harmony,
Yeah.
but
arrange for four.
There are notes you can double in the choral style, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Double octaves.
this
yeah.
is pulling from a completely different harmonic source.
This has a lot of high-lows influence on it.
This
Not
next
as
one?
crazy,
Next
but
one,
there's a lot of like the voice leading. I would say is not as ideal as the previous one.
If you're not familiar with the High-Lows, amazing vocal group, look them up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, of course, there's so many ways of arranging 4-part harmony, but in this case, like for the high-lows, it's it's not like all about roots in the bass. It could be more like an imaginary bass.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm
Rootless.
really
Rootless stuff.
in most of the notes I'm about to sing, I'm not functioning as a bass. I'm more the baritone singer.
Drop
Yeah.
2 voicings in that case sometimes? Is that right? Where you take
Yeah,
the
yeah,
4
yeah,
notes and
yeah.
drop the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like basically left hand piano,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
All right.
Sevenths and things.
and key change back to
Back to E flat.
flat.
Who functions as Don Shelton in this arrangement here?
That's the second part, right?
Yeah, so that would be me.
That would
in
be
this
you.
case.
All right.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Such nice writing, you guys. Yeah, that was beautiful. So we have some ninth chords. Tell me about the ninth. You want to?
Should we honor it?
Should we honor the
Bradley
ninth?
Hampton.
Yeah.
I do know of that. What does the ninth do for a chord? Or a second?
Do you mean ninth in like dominant or
Uh,
9?
More add 9 I'm talking
Yeah,
right
what
now.
about
but-
that minor add 9?
Yeah.
Well, it's like that tension in that case, I feel. But for major 9, it could be just creating a nice ringing, like very
Ringing.
lush. Like it's another note from harmonic series, and it's the fifth of the fifth. So you get like that really nice, and of course it sounds a bit like
Happy.
pop, like
Disney.
pretty hip.
People
Like,
Yeah.
usually tell us if it's an add 9 or maybe a major 9 too. It's like if we ask, especially kids, what does it make you think of? They kind of say like happy, Disney, or Christmas.
Yeah, like I can hear in my head right now, maybe or Christmas, the Peter Pan, like maybe the first chord, like think of a right.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I think that is a 9 chord just sitting right there, like and it's very warm and beautiful.
Should we sing a chord and add the 9?
Yeah, beautiful.
Show what we're talking about.
That'd be
Okay.
great. Think of a just kidding. Yeah.
And now let's go to the minor.
That's what I'm
right?
talking
C
about.
Minor, or
Okay,
whatever,
same.
and then
C
add-
minor, okay.
and then add the-
More than being a happy Christmas thing, that's more of a sadness. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
makes it even sadder. So it's
Yeah.
nice to draw on those colors. All right, let's move along.
I feel like it's an emotional exponentiator. That doesn't make any sense. But like whatever the emotion of the chord is, it makes it bigger.
Bigger
Yeah.
So
emotion
sad is sadder. Happy
amplifies
is happier,
emotion.
I think. Yeah.
and of course,
Great.
like in especially classical music, it's a lot, they usually what's the word?
Retone.
The suspension.
Yeah, they like resolve it.
Like
Yeah.
maybe going down to the root from the ninth. Yeah.
And
Whether it's major or
It also
minor.
matters like whereabouts in the chord you put it. Like range is also important. So in this version we had the semitone right at the top, which is a bit more of a modern sounding voicing. But if you hide it in the middle of a chord and have the fifth on top, then the rub gets less intense.
True.
So it's interesting. So much
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
Can we try that? Like,
Yeah.
Do,
The C
do,
minor.
do, do, do.
Yeah. So it's less like
It's a bit
striking.
hidden.
Or you could
It's
have
hidden.
the 9 on the top too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
There's
many
a
ways
major
you
drop.
can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Okay, what's the next one?
I think we go all the way.
Oh yeah.
All
Fix
the
it.
way.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to do that today.
So we start with octave.
That's right.
Yeah.
If I do it right, we do.
Let's show how we start with an octave. Good. What?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
I'm speechless, you guys.
You can hear a bunch of techniques there.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
octave, we had some unison, we had some crossings as well. On the sound, like
Yeah.
both Simon and Danny were above the melody.
check that
And did
out.
I hear a high harmony at one point too? That's not the melody, like a harmony.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we're
yeah.
talking
That's
about.
when you're
That's
trying
what
to
we
cross- yeah.
cross voicings.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
Even Andrew was actually
Oh yeah.
above you.
Oh yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, let's check that.
Okay.
Top 4 voices.
Sure.
From the start.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Yeah, so we need to hear it.
Jean-Baptiste gets
Yeah.
louder.
Me
Yeah.
and Jay.
I guess it's more up to us to be soft.
Can you try to be musical?
Yeah.
Okay, try it again and be musical.
Go ahead, you guys. Feel free to rehearse.
And then just you and me. At
Okay, sure.
Drop.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
How about that note, on Danny?
Sound.
Yeah, where's the dissonance? Show me.
Oh, it's the two of them.
There it is. Yeah, Danny, what was yours? Okay, I was wrong about that.
Easy.
So
I know, but it's
without
usually
you,
the two
with,
of us.
without you.
Yeah, it's like the sharp 5. I think, is that right? Or the
I'm the
flat 9?
seventh of it's D flat.
Oh, that was a D flat. Oh, yeah.
13.
Yeah, but sharp 5.
And you're on a B.
Sharp 5 if
on
E
the
flat
key.
major, which it was with top 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's fun because we actually take a chord apart. Like that's how we practice rehearsing. Is we'll take a more complex chord like that, and we'll kind of refine to like what are intervals or shapes or triads that are within that.
Yeah.
We make sure those lock, and then we understand the relation of where all the other notes fit in and which ones need to be strong. Like it's really tough because you're the melody. But my note is very still important, so I can't be too soft.
Yeah, because you're the 7. Like if we do just the bottom 3, then we show like the structure kind of.
Yeah.
Do we check that?
Yeah.
Sound.
From
We
the
could do
top.
From the top.
Yeah.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. It's just a D flat 7, just with the 3 of us.
Yeah.
I love that as like
shell voicing.
it's just a nice arranging philosophy that I love that within complex things there's a lot of simple things. It's just lovely to break that down. I guess that's a bit
Absolutely.
of a
And
concept.
and that's like something I talk about on my channel a lot. Say I'm a
Right.
piano player, which I am, then root 3rd 7. That's what you were just singing.
Yeah.
It would call it a shell
Yeah.
voicing
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah.
And then upper structure on top,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And theoretically, the 3 of you singing the triad on top could have, if you're rehearsing alone, you could be in just intonation. But then when these guys come in, you've got to
Yeah.
adjust,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
That's where the 3-part like gospel stuff comes in because you can have those kinds of runs over top of shell voicings.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's where take
And
6 kind of comes from.
Usually becomes a
Yeah.
triad when doing those typical jazz
Right.
Yeah.
voicings.
And the crazy thing is, like with that triad on top, it's like it's just the key, like it's just the tonic, it's just the root,
Right.
root 3rd, 5th.
Yeah.
But then it becomes an upper structure because of reharmonizing everything else.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
demonstrate it with the ending of Rude if we wanted.
Yeah.
We have an arrangement where we have the upper structure
They just
sing
say
the
it.
same triad over and over while
The
the bottom
tonic.
changes to
ooh, I'd love to hear it.
progressions.
What's
D
the-
flat.
Yeah.
Marry her anyway. Marry her anyway. Marry that girl. Marry her anyway. Marry that girl. Marry her anyway. Marry that girl. Marry her anyway. Marry
Oh, that was a perfect demonstration of that. Hey, I was going to ask you guys if you could sing something barbershop just very quickly for me. You did tell me you've got something that you could pull out, and just because I thought it was so beautiful when you did it before, and I think people like it.
First chord.
What is this song?
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
You know it.
Yeah, have you
You
heard
might
it?
know
It's by
this.
Mozart. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you
You're gorgeous.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Sorry for the strange cut, but we ran out of camera battery right there. But we were just about at the end anyway, so it was fine. Thanks everybody for watching. Thank you, Accent Vocal, for really just making my day. It was amazing to be there with you. And thank you to David Peters, who recorded the whole thing in his studio. I'll see you next time on Amy Nolte Music.